So let's play.
Yeah. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
Stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke,
Yeah, hey, well, we can hold the peace or we can wage war, but I'm gonna get what I came for. Real gang, that's a true name. We all graduated to the two-door. Sacred Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest in. I'm tired of niggas, they front they blessings. They want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one life, but you act like you got two. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with king, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown.
You are the king and apology.
You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul. Ebony ivory.
Swole nor Muth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping,
The swole
the
nor
bacon
Muth.
is sizzling.
Oh
to the
yeah,
Daily
baby.
Swole.
Testing. Is this mic on? Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 14 hundo and 80 schwam of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. What is going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, husses, and yo hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode, and I am glad to be here, and the internet is good for right now, so let us cross our fingertips and our tits and our nips. Things have been crazy, and some of you, obviously, I've been messaging all of you, and I kept you up to date with Swole Text, and as always, but the releases for Swole TV will be available in the next day or so. So whether or not they'll be available tonight, I will let you know, but everything got pushed back on that end. But the workout for Scorched Earth has been updated. The training, the videos and stuff like that has been updated, so you can get access to that already. But in terms of the Procast and the Nuts and Chin Unplugged, it will be up eventually. It'll be up soon. So a little bit of a setback, but yeah. So a little funky, but 7 pillars today. And guess what? My other cam, my cam number 2, the Tess Hornaday cam, is not working either. So I don't know what's going on. But we got 7 pillars today, and I tried to do like some silver, like a gray, and then I put the black over it kind of before it dried, so that it almost looks like layered, like it kind of comes through. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I decided to go with it. 7 pillars, 1481. So hashtag 7 pillars. And I was going to put pillar number 7. But I mean, you can only have pillar number 7 if you're doing all 7 pillars, right? So I decided today was a 7 pillars day. Today was just a 7 pillars day. Consistency, number 1. Number 1, I mean, number 1 is community, but you know what I mean? Consistency, pillar number 7. You got to do it every day. So we're here again, and it's all going to be okay. We'll be back to normal eventually. But what's even crazier is I couldn't work out today. I couldn't work out today because the water's off. So not only do we have a pandemic, okay, cool, and kind of things are kind of opening again. Crazy storm, so the internet was out. Luckily, the power didn't go out. That would have sucked because then it would have been hot as fuck. But the water is not on because a water main broke and apparently there's a boil order. So shit. So I couldn't work out. Well, I shouldn't say I couldn't. I did not work out today because the last thing I want to do is fucking get disgustingly sweaty, like savagely sweaty, and then not be able to shower and just be sitting. We already get some salty sack. There's already enough salty sack if I do say so myself. The sack is salty and vinegary enough. It's enough. Am I right? Am I right? Make sure you smash that like button. I agree. I didn't call for that. I called for that in the text at the beginning. But make sure I will turn this fucking podcast around. I will turn this podcast around if you don't smash that like button. Do it. Smash the fucking like button. I like that. So anyway, the sack is salty and vinegary enough. We do not need a workout on top of that. I don't want to just be marinating in my own juices. You know what I'm saying? Some of you might not mind, but I mind. Look, this stool that I'm sitting on would not be grateful. It would not be thankful. Oh, thank you for that sweaty taint. Oh, thank you. All day with a sweaty taint. I cannot wait. So happy to be here, says the stool. So I'm jealous. I'm jealous because I felt good. I felt good today. I felt good. I felt ready to crush. I felt ready to fucking go to town today. I had a great arm workout planned. I was just in my head, I'm thinking this is going to be great. I'm going to get back on this different flow. I'm going to try this new routine and a couple different things. I was playing around yesterday. I did kind of a different version of lower sear for myself. How many of you are doing the scorched earth? How many of you tried the new workout today? Now, I put it up because, of course, the internet was out, so I couldn't finalize it. So pretty much it was, okay, if you're feeling adventurous and you want to assume or kind of like picture what I mean by these exercises, because I can't upload the demos, it was like you could do yoga today or you could do the new workout. So I left that optional. Like, hey, if you just wanted to wait till everything got uploaded, which it is available now. Now it's uploaded. You can see it. You can see everything. You can see the whole, all the stuff and what I'm calling for in the workouts. But it was like, all right, well, or you can just do yoga today, change the yoga day to today and then do it tomorrow. But I'm curious how many people did scorched earth or did the new workout or did lower sear, one of the new workouts. How many of you are in the current week? I'm just curious. I don't know if anyone watching right now is in the current week of programming, which is sear and melt. The Alaska state bird, the mosquitoes are horrible today. I have heard that mosquitoes in Alaska are another level. I've heard that mosquitoes in Alaska are another species, just another thing. They're like they're huge. I've heard they're massively huge. I've never been to Alaska. And just the fact that they have massively huge mosquitoes makes me not want to go there ever. I'm not a fan of mosquitoes. Not a fan of the mosquitos. So let's see. Let's get a couple things going. For those of you that are not yet subscribed and listening to the podcast, if you can't catch the live stream, make sure you subscribe on Spotify. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcast. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube on the Daily Swole channel. But make sure you check out all those channels. And a reminder, of course, most of you are already aware that I have the Swolenormous channel with the Nuts on Chin series, but also there's a Daily Swole Clips channel, and those are all in the related channels on both of these channels. So if you're subscribed to either one, check out the Daily Swole Clips because there's a lot of little snippets from previous episodes that maybe you have missed or you're not going to go back and watch all the episodes because, of course, we're almost on episode 1500. Like we go through a new one every single day. So if you want to catch some of the highlights, that's a great place to go do it as well. But if you're not also subscribed to the podcast, you can listen. You can listen. And I agree with Josh is saying. I don't think the like ratio, if there's only that much right now, what the fuck is going on? I am not moving forward with this podcast. Let's go. Everyone hit that like button. Smash that fucking like button. I thank you for smashing that like button. No, we'll continue. But make sure you smash it. And that's a big deal. It really is. When you jump into the podcast, right when you jump into, those of you that are getting Swole text, right when you jump in, smash the like button because it does track better. It will trigger YouTube to send out more subscription notifications. So for people that are subscribed, it's more likely that, hey, a lot of people are interested. A lot of people are excited because he's live. So let's tell more people. And you know that my language and the way I speak is already trending against what YouTube wants to promote. So it definitely helps. Every little bit helps. So make sure that you go and smash that like button and do so every day when you come in. I appreciate it. It's like a little way. It's like a little thing to say, hey, I'm here. I'm here. It's like you cheer me on. It's like, yay, Papa Swolio's here. And I'm like, yay, someone liked it. Sweet. And I do want to say thank you also before we get into the tip today. If those of you that are leaving podcast reviews on iTunes, that makes a huge difference too. So I've definitely noticed an increase in some new subscriptions and new listens and downloads because of the other day when I mentioned that if you listen to the podcast, make sure you go and leave a review if you can. Whatever an honest review is, you can leave stars, you can leave some text. And if you love the podcast, make sure you leave a review because it makes a big difference in terms of trending, in terms of, okay, people are listening to fitness or exercise podcasts, or they're interested in seeing some more podcasts, Apple Podcasts, they're more likely to recommend the Daily Swole. So appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Make sure if you listen on Apple, just take a moment, go on iTunes, whether it's on a computer or on the phone. If you can leave a review, that'd be awesome. And I'd like to share those and like to share some reviews in the near future. So it'll give you a little bit of time to go and do that if you can. So if you leave a review, thank you so much. I don't think you could do it on Spotify, but anywhere that you can leave a review is great. But Apple Podcast, iTunes, I believe it's iTunes technically. So I appreciate that. So everyone's liking, make sure you drop in the comments too what you trained today, and let's get into some tip, shall we? Let's jump into today's episode. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. It is cold outside, and like I mentioned, the Tess Hornaday cam is currently out for some reason. So 7 pillars is the hashtag today. Drop the fucking hashtag. And yeah, if you want to win today's Swole car, we'll be announcing that at the end. Language, you mean logic. I like to think of it as logic, Nadine. Thank you. I'm happy to provide some of that logic. So thank you, Nadine. And today's video on YouTube was intuitive eating. It was about intuitive eating, and it was actually sent to me. It is kind of the group rules, and it's a group on Facebook. It's a group on Facebook that is about body love and intuitive eating. Now, you know my thoughts on intuitive eating already. We've talked about this a lot. We've talked about intuitive eating a lot. Now, the problem with intuitive eating is we're living in a society, and we'll get into that in the knowledge cock portion. We'll get into it in a minute, but like in more depth, I want to read through a couple comments, but we're living in a society that has taken us so far out of what our basic capacity is for intuition. There's nothing intuitive about our society. We have to teach, we have to learn all the nuances. There's nothing intuitive. There's nothing genetic that raises us this way. We have to be taught this way. We grow up as fucking animals. We grow up wild. We have to be trained. So our intuitions are wrong. Our natural intuitions don't exist in this fucking environment. And especially when the food is completely manufactured. Completely manufactured. Artificial. This artificial framework of our society, and also the artificial nature of the foods. The processing of the foods, the ingredients, the combination and the concentration of the ingredients. So you'll have people that make the argument, well, it's sugar. You can find sugar in fruit. You can find this here. You can find this there. Not in that fucking concentration. I don't care what fruit you eat. You're getting more sugar in Sour Patch Kids than you are in that fucking mango, in that watermelon. You're getting much more sugar, much more concentration of it. And it's artificial and it's fake. You're not getting fructose. You're not getting those actual sugars. You're not getting the fiber. You're getting artificial colors. You're getting concentrated high fructose corn syrup and all these other artificial flavorings. You're getting crap. You're getting literal manufactured shit. That's it. You're getting shit. And I agree, Josh, it's more fat acceptance bullshit. The problem with intuitive eating is that it justifies and it makes it excusable, this fat acceptance movement. It all stems from that. It all stems from people really feeling anguish and really feeling like they don't have a voice, and people feeling like they need attention, people lashing out because they don't have purpose, they don't have passion, they're not born in a society that cares about fucking health. So society really is against people's health. It really is. Society is really against people's health. It is. Everything is moving against us. Everything is working against us. Everything is working against you being healthy. What works in your favor to be healthy? Tell me. What works in your favor in this country? What in this country, or in this world, what works in your favor of being healthy? Drop in the comments. What works in your favor? I don't think fast food on every corner works in your favor. I don't think food pricing works in your favor. I don't think it works in your fucking favor. I don't think all the food, I don't think the displays and the marketing works in your favor. I don't think the fitness industry works in your favor. That's why I hate even considering that I'm part of the fitness industry. I don't psychologically think of myself in the fitness industry. I provide fitness services. I provide content and stuff in the fitness realm, in the wellness realm, but the fitness industry is it's a mess. It's built on the fat burner mentality. It's built on those types of supplements. It's built on the quick fix. It's built on that kind of aesthetic surface level health. It's not really ingrained. It's not accessible. All these foods, a lot of these foods, it's factual. Grass-fed beef. Grass-fed beef is more expensive than grain-fed lean beef. It's just more expensive. It's not working in people's favor. Organic foods doesn't work in people's favor. The real high quality foods, the things that you want, maybe like if you had a choice between two, it's always going to be more expensive. Why? Because if it's more desired, it can be jacked up in price. If the perceived value is higher, whether it's a real value or a perceived value, you can charge more for it. You can charge more for a brand that has a great reputation. You could charge more for a fruit that has been proven to have so many health benefits. You can just charge more for those things. You can charge more by creating scarcity. You could charge more by creating just this demand by not growing as much or not releasing as much or packaging it better, just raising the prices. And then people that can afford it, that want to be healthy, that have more money, can purchase those foods. And again, it's whether or not those actually do better. So you can sell those same people that have more money. You can sell those people fat burners. You can sell them these quick fixes. You can sell them these quick shred programs or these detox teas and shit like that. And they do. So when I say people that have more money, I mean income disposable or income that they use for this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, the industry or the way society is set up does not work in people's favor. It doesn't work in the favor of you actually getting healthier. It works to make money off you. So let's go into a couple of the comments here. Annie Seward says, intuitive eating programs have sadly been taken over by people who don't understand how they work and haven't or don't realize the first step was meant to be learned. What is physical hunger and what is emotional hunger, and to work on recognizing the difference and to make lifestyle changes, including adding exercise. Lila Karn, you can't intuitively eat until you've had enough education and training to understand your intake, know the nutritional value, know your baseline and nutrition needs. It's like no animal testing, except to get to the point of no animal testing, millions of animals were used to get control results and ingredient guidelines were made strict. This form of, quote, intuitive eating is indeed an excuse to eat garbage. Thank you for your comments on YouTube, fam. If you didn't check out today's video, it's on the Swolenormous channel, of course, as per usual. This one's from K, literally K, like the letter K. Are they just going to pretend that my 600-pound life on TLC doesn't exist? When they have disabled themselves due to their weight, do they want someone else to wipe their butts and give them sponge baths when they are bedbound? Maybe. A lot of people are like, hey, I don't mind if someone wipes my ass. It's one less thing to do. Saves calories. It's bulking season. Intuitive sea soul. It seems, quote, intuitive eating is just eating out of boredom or stress. So many times people, quote, intuitively eat when their body is wanting water. Agreed. Replacing water with extra food and sugary drinks is not intuitive, it's unhealthy. And that's actually true. The actual thirst mechanism can get so weak in people that your body will actually start defaulting to triggering hunger because you're getting moisture from hunger too. You're getting moisture from food, or you're drinking water along with food. So your body oftentimes either needs sugar or feels tired because you're dehydrated. So it says, hey, we need energy, grab some sugar. And sometimes your body is saying, hey, we need water, but you're not listening to our needs for water. So, hey, we're hungry. And then you're going to get some fluid or moisture with that food. So your body will sometimes default that way just because you're thirsty, actually. So that's a really good way to actually normalize your hunger, to see how hungry you actually are. You can do that. You can actually, for example, you can drink a big glass of water 10 to 15 minutes before and allow yourself to kind of reset and actually kind of gain access and tap into how hungry you actually are once you normalize your thirst and get enough water. Because then you know, okay, I'm not dehydrated, or I've gotten fluid. Now how do I feel? This one's from Kaj over at the Cage Performance Lab, and he says, intuitive eating only works if you look at food mainly as fuel. Change my mind. I shall not change your mind, my dude, because I agree. If you're looking at food as fuel, we talk about that all the fucking time. Food is goddamn fuel. Food is fuel. So if you treat food as fuel, you fuel up and you go. You fuel up and you move on. You fuel up and you fucking move on. That's how it works. Go to the gas station, fuel up, fill your fucking tank, and then go on with your fucking day. What do you think, fam? What do you think? Think of your kitchen as a gas station. Is it time to fuel up? Then fucking go get your fuel. Go get your fuel on. Hashtag 7 pillars, my ninjas. Hashtag 7 pillars. The Tess Hornaday cam is unfortunately down today. Sad fucking face. Sad fucking day. I know. Chill the fuck out. Relax, you sons of fucking bitches.
Stop whining.
Chill out. All right? Chill out. Tomorrow you'll get some Tess Hornaday action. It's all right. Don't worry. I've been having her work out. Tess Hornaday is putting in the work. This is what really happened, okay? Just to be honest. She has to change. She's getting way too big. She's just being relentless. Just relentless. So I'm like, this is the final time. This is the final time. She's in training. She's in training mode. All right. She's training. She's working out. I'm putting her through her paces. All right. So it's time for her to make a fucking change. She's been doing way too much of that intuitive eating nonsense. Way too much intuitive eating. Way too much. All right. So what are your thoughts on actual fuel? What are your thoughts on fueling and using food as fuel? And what are your thoughts on today's video, the intuitive eating? So what are your thoughts on looking at food as fuel? And what do you think are the problems with intuitive eating? What do you think are the problems with society and that combination of this movement? Like, and where do you think it comes from? Where do you think all this bullshit comes from? Fucking intuitive eating. Intuitive eating. Like with all the temptations, with all the pitfalls, with all the fast food, these are all just potholes in the road, with all the shit that works against you, with holidays, with shitty friends, with commercials, with the mukbang channels. You're going to tell people to intuitively eat, and they go on YouTube and watch people eating all the fucking junk food that they would love to fucking have. And these people in these videos are not obese. They're skinny because they're fucking throwing up or exercising to excess in order to offset, or they're starving themselves between mukbang videos. Because if you're doing a mukbang video like that Zach Schwa gentleman, if you're doing videos like that every fucking day, okay, maybe it's 500 calories or 1,000 calories or 2,000 calories. You can burn off that much. You can exercise that much. And, you know, he has these big displays. Sometimes it's not a ton of food. Who knows how much he actually fucking eats? Like, really? You can always edit this shit. You can always edit this fucking shit. Obviously, it's a production. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. Obviously, he has 8.4 million fucking subscribers, so he knows how to get attention. He knows what people want to see. So it's not always, okay, let me make sure I consume all this food. It's the display. So he's doing ASMR. So he's doing this shit where he's eating these foods, he's crunching, he's getting the sound. He's doing like this kind of like rubbing. He's making the sounds and the okay, so I get it. I get that. It's not about the volume. But then you have these people that are saying 25,000 calorie challenge. These people are actually trying to eat that much. Now, whether or not they puke off screen or they over exercise or they starve themselves for a couple days before they do it, it's like, you don't know what goes off screen. You don't know what's happening off screen. You can't tell me that they aren't throwing up. And I'm not saying that they are, but they could be. You don't know if someone's throwing up. You don't know if they're really eating it all or they did some slick editing. A lot of people know how to use Adobe After Effects. A lot of people know how to do simple transitions or simple cuts. You know, we're in a digital age where everyone's got a cell phone. Everyone's got some fucking editing hardware. People can make this shit up. People can pretend. People can skip scenes or make it look like they ate more than they really did. It's called editing. You can make a movie that looks like the fucking Avengers. You can make it look like, hey, I ate all this food. Oh my God, can you believe it? You don't see their garbage can. You don't see them pushing it all off screen or like, who cares? I mean, who really cares? It's just the fact that it promotes it. And we all know what it promotes. It doesn't matter if they're eating it all. That's another issue. It doesn't matter. I think it's worse if they don't eat it because one, they're wasting it, even though it's shit food anyway, for the most part, but they're just being deceptive. So they're deceiving their audience and triggering people's disorders and perpetuating this fucking nonsense, all for the view. So it's even more sinister if they're faking it, but it's equally as gross. It's just more sinister. Murphy Johnson. Can I call you Murphy Janssen? Can I call you Janssen? I'm going to. Food is shoved into our faces everywhere, and the ads are literally, quote, you know you want it, you want insert food here, so come and get it. Here's how. Sure. Now we offer delivery. Now we're working with Grubhub, or now we're working with Uber Eats. Now you don't even have to fucking move. You can just use your thumb and we'll fuck your face. We'll come to your house and we will fuck your face. We will fuck your fucking face. How can people have these businesses? Now, Uber Eats, it's a good idea from a business standpoint. You have the delivery guys, like what all those businesses that do delivery, all those delivery services. How do they sleep at night? Just think, are you any better? Because you're saying, hey, we're not, you can make the argument, well, we're not telling people what to eat. We're just bringing it to them. But just think about it. You're delivering people shit food. That's your business. I know it's to deliver food, period. So I'm not saying it's like, hey, we're delivering fast food only. No. We'll only deliver you food if it's covered in sugar. They're not saying that. They're just being a delivery service. They deliver from restaurants too. But I'm just saying the concept. In a world where people are just so fucking obese, like super unhealthy because of eating too much, because of being trapped in a fucking system, this unequal system of just fucking uneven, like meritocracy, because we're just so fucking unbalanced. And like a lot of people just don't get this information. And here's the thing, people get this information about quality food. People get this information about quality food and they don't do anything with it. And then other people never have the opportunity to even know about it or hear about it. And some people know about it and then try to do something with this information, but they don't have enough money to. Maybe it's certain types of food, or maybe it's certain types of places to get food, or maybe it's certain information, or I mean, there's all sorts of shit. So that's the thing. As much as I rage and rant about obesity, not everyone, and I say, hey, it's your fault, it's your responsibility, you're in this situation. It's more about you're in this situation now. I think we can both agree, like whatever you are health-wise, wherever you are body-wise, wherever you are right now, you are there. Okay. Now, when I say it's your fault or it's your responsibility, it's more about it's your fault if you do nothing from this moment of hearing my voice forward or reading my tweet forward, or it's your responsibility. It's definitely your responsibility. It's your fault if you don't do anything to try to improve it. Because if you grew up your whole life and you were shielded from all this stuff, you didn't have a lot of money, so you grew up before there were cell phones, or you don't have a cell phone, or you were never really encouraged, or you were just in a poor family and your family didn't buy any good food. What are you going to do when you're like 9 or 10? I mean, people that are like 10, 11, 12, it's not their fucking fault. It's not a kid's fault that they're obese. It's their parents. They're not feeding them properly. As a parent, you're supposed to teach your child and educate them. So it's the parents that didn't raise the kids properly. It's just a fact. And then as you get older, of course, that gets perpetuated by putting sodas in schools and chips in schools and crappy school lunches, and then advertising to kids and movie theaters and, low candy in the supermarkets, candy on shelves that are really low, and everyone's birthday party and ice cream cakes and fucking, it's always shit. So a lot of kids are just fucked from the beginning. Now, I ate junk food as a kid. Most kids do. Why? Why are we eating so much fucking shit? Why is everything around our children just fucking sugar and garbage? We're giving them drugs as children. That's so fucked up. You give kids heroin, I don't think people would support that, but we're giving them just fucking injections of sugar. It's just so normalized. Like ibuprofen used to be prescription, but now it's like, hey, let me just pop it. You go to the doctor, you get ibuprofen, Motrin 800, or you can just take fucking 4. Like there's no limit. You can buy 1,000 of them. You can pop it like fucking nothing, like Tic Tacs, and it's so bad for you. So a lot of things that were crazy or maybe prescription back then or 50 years ago or 100 years ago are normal now. So just because it's more normalized doesn't mean it's good. We're confusing normalized culture. We're confusing normalized foods from actually good or bad, objectively. Just because McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell and Wendy's and fucking Subway and Checkers and Popeyes, like Jesus Christ, Arby's, how many Sonic fucking rallies do we need anymore? There's so many. There's so many. There's so fucking many. Just because it's normalized doesn't make them any better. They're so fucking bad for you. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about those places. There's nothing good about those fucking foods. Why? It's normalized. Just because you see it everywhere, it's like, oh, it must be good, or it must be normal is not good. Normal versus good. So it's a huge difference. Normal versus good. Just because it's normal, just because you see it a lot, doesn't mean it's a good thing. What about Nazi Germany? Well, being a Nazi and hating Jews and putting them on fucking trains, that was normal for a while. That was normal. That was a normal thing in Germany for a while. I don't think anyone, I don't think we're giving that a big old thumbs up, do you? That was normal for a few years in Germany. Doesn't mean it was a good thing. Okay? Extreme example, but is it? We're still killing people. Just a different methodology. We're killing a lot more, right? How fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? How many millions of people died during World War II, right? The concentration camps, 6, 7, 8 million people. Like, what were those actual numbers? How many people die every year from obesity? How many people die every year from obesity? Every year. Not just from 1941 to 1945 or the last couple years, not like 1942, 43, 44. Not like when the death camps were fucking off the charts. How many people die every year from obesity? It gets up there real fast. And you realize, oh, we're doing the same fucking thing. It just looks a little different. It's a little bit more dissociated. It's not in front of our faces. It's not the same as putting people on fucking trains. And here's the thing, how many people are dying from, and I think the problem really comes down to people that are dying from obesity. How do you quantify that? How do you quantify that? How the fuck do you quantify that shit? How many people die from obesity? You fucking can't, and that's how they get away with it. That's how they get away with it. That's how all these food companies and pharmaceuticals, that's how all this shit gets away with it, because you can't, quote, die from obesity. What do? You die from obesity-related causes. Obesity-related. So then you can't fucking prove it. You can't fucking prove it. And all the fat acceptance ass clowns are saying, whoa, no, you can't show this. And they show this cross-sectional, but in this area, blah, blah, blah. And you can always find a fucking study. You can always find some kind of cross-sectional data that shows something different in a proper context. Okay. So because you don't just be fat, it's not like if it was something where you got to 300 pounds, if you got to 300 pounds and you got sick, like if you got sick, like, hey, if you get over 350, you're dead. No one would be over 350. People would be avoiding that. There's no fucking way. People would never get that big if they knew they were going to die. So now you have fucking metabolic syndrome, right? You have metabolic syndrome. They call it metabolic syndrome. It's the same shit that George Carlin always said. right? It's the same reason why shell shock is now PTSD. They pussify the fucking language. Metabolic syndrome. You mean being fat as fuck? Holy shit, metabolic syndrome. You mean being so fucking fat, we have to make it a name to make you feel better about your shitty situation. Metabolic syndrome. If they call it a syndrome, they can prescribe you something for it. If they give it a name like that, if it's called obesity, well, we can't treat obesity. We can't treat that. Someone's got to change their fucking lives. They got to get that pillar number one, right? They got to get their nutrition. They got to exercise. They got to meditate. They got to reduce stress, practice meditation, and drink water and go to sleep. But we can't do that. We got to buy Netflix stock. We have to buy all this crap on fucking Amazon, and we have to stuff our fucking faces with fast food. So how about this? Instead of actually change this issue, let's just name the fucking outcome, and then we'll treat that with drugs. How about that shit? How about that fucking shit? That sounds better. That sounds better. Why don't we cripple our healthcare system by making a fucking fake ass disease that we could stop by not fucking our faces with garbage food? That is the answer. That is the solution. Period. End of story. And people do not want to talk about it for what it is. Everyone wants to play the calorie game. Oh, just eat less. How can you eat less when you're eating foods that are addictive? How can you eat less? Try doing less heroin. Try casually just going off a little bit of fucking heroin. I'm just gonna go down a little bit. I'm just gonna, come down a little bit. People don't fucking do that. People don't fucking do that. These are addictive fucking drugs. These are addictive fucking drugs. Why do you think that caloric restriction doesn't work? Why do you think people get angry when you take them away? How many of you have kids? How many of you have kids? All right. How many of you have kids? And if they're eating something sweet and you take it away, how do they react? What happens when you take away a kid's toy? What happens when you take away candy from a child? What happens? Tell me. Just respond. What happens when you take it away? What happens when you take away if they have candy or something sweet? What happens? I don't have kids either. What fucking happens? I just want you to say. All right. Slim 56, pissed. Nadine, rage. M. Boyce, melt down. Jen, they fucking scream. Cerny, they throw a fit. April, my nephew has a fit. Dares, they get mad as fuck. Trinity, they cry. P.S. they become haters. Kid goes into meltdown mode. Christine, whine. Mine whine. Possible violence. They flip. Crying. Okay, everyone. Tantrums. They get very fucking mad. Yeah, they flip. They lose their fucking mind. Okay? The world ends. They freak the fuck out. What do you think happens when you take away someone's drugs? You take away something they're addicted to. They're going to lose their fucking mind. It's called withdrawal. Everything when you're younger seems like, oh my God, when you get older, it's going to be forever, right? A relationship, even when you're 15 or 16, when you're dating someone or have like a high school relationship for 3 months, and then you break up and you're all upset and it's like the end of the world and it was like 2 months. Now you wouldn't even blink a fucking eye. You're like, another one sucks. Right? Because you have no experience. You have no experience with the length of time. When you're young and your brain hasn't formed yet and you're just experiencing all this length of time and passing of time, for the first time, everything seems longer. Everything seems forever. As you get older, more of the same old routine. You get into that fucking habit mode because you've been building these habits your whole life. And no matter what habits you set, that's why it seems like it goes faster, because you're constantly just doing the same things that you can do automatically. So it seems like your life just passes you by, which is why you have to be present with meditation, because it's going to help you slow the fuck down and actually get more stuff done and grow as a person from the day to day. But if you take away people's drugs and kids' drugs, it's like little short-term withdrawal. It's short-term withdrawal. They can't fucking handle it. They cannot handle it when you take it away. Why? Because it's so good for them. It's so good for them. No, it's because it's a fucking drug. And they want it back, don't they? They want that fucking shit back. They sure goddamn do. They sure fucking do. They want it back. They want it back, fam. It's not complicated. They're children. They want it back. You going to give it to them? You's going to give it to them? Is you? Is he going to give it to him? X going to give it to you. It's so true. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. That's all I got to say about that, Jenny. All right, we got some Swole Fam action. Let's get into some Swole Fam juice. Jessica says, hey guys, I'm 198 pounds. I'm 20 years old, starting my new journey. What's up, Beesh? What up? I was wondering what people are having for breakfast when they do the elimination diet. I really want to hit it hard. I'm tired of being okay with not being healthy and letting my body go farther and farther down the rabbit hole. I've been around the same weight for years, but it seems like simple things are getting harder and harder to do. I drive semi, and I know sitting all the time is taking a toll, semi-trucks. I have developed some really bad habits. I've also realized that I have a really hard time saying no to myself. I'm hoping with my realization I could start fixing myself. Thanks for reading. Have a good day. What's up, Jessica? So any of you can drop down below what people are having for breakfast. So I don't personally eat breakfast. So what are you doing? What are you doing for breakfast on an elimination diet? So Jessica, the Swole Fam, and myself, you can definitely do this. It's just setting good habits. It's setting good habits. And like you said, you've developed some really bad ones and you have a hard time saying no to yourself because you just need to create those good systems and those good reward systems that encourage you to stick to it and take little small baby steps, little habits, little things. So we can, I don't know if any of you watching, do any of you drive semi? Bill, it's hard for us drivers. So what do you do, Bill? What do you do? Those of you that eat breakfast, because I don't even have anything. I don't eat anything for breakfast. I don't have that. So I don't have anything that I do personally. Let's see what you guys are getting into. We got another post from the Swole Fam. Nadine, hey everyone. I hope you're all doing okay. So I tried physical activity today, like basic beginner cardio, body weight, and some beginner yoga. And I am not even at that level. So my internal struggle is I used to be able to do better. Now I can't. I'll never be able to recover from this. Spiral, sabotage, give up. Typical cycle. That part won't happen. But my question is, how do you feel less angry and disappointed towards yourself? How do you feel less angry and disappointed towards yourself? Well, first off, it's a journey and it's an experience and you're setting good habits. So as much as there is, let's say the 90-day dash, the name has the length of time that the program lasts in the title, the 90-day dash is only the beginning. It's the first 90 days. So when you are setting good habits and setting new habits as per your post, Nadine, you know, when you said you did beginner cardio and body weight and some beginner yoga, you're obviously at that level. You're obviously on the level. You're doing it. Beginner yoga is great. You can do chair yoga. You can do the express classes in X. You can do any different combination. And whatever you do is excellent. Like you can do 10 minutes a day, do a Swollen 7 every day. That's fantastic. Do the yoga express every day. That's fantastic. Do beginner yoga the first 10 minutes every day of whatever class. All you need to do is create that repetition. So don't worry about doing cardio and lifting weights and doing yoga. You need to set aside that habitual time every single day to do exercise. So whether it's a Swollen 7, whether it's 10 minutes of yoga, maybe you start doing it and you want to do an hour. Good. Do half an hour or limit yourself to 20 minutes. So let's say you want to do a little bit more, you do 20 minutes, but you stop there. You want to be hungry for that habit. You don't want to overdo it and set yourself back and be too sore. You want to create that repetition. And then as you get more advanced, then you can expand your volume and expand your intensity and the challenge and the difficulty of your training. So just don't feel less angry. Start meditating. Start meditating, practice their brain gains, and start resetting. Start resetting yourself and get refocused. And plug in here. I mean, you're already doing great posting up in the fam, so You're on your way. Keep going. Josh, hey fam, with work getting more crazy and it seems that people are buying bigger and bigger stuff every week. With my workouts and carrying all of these big boxes, my traps and shoulders are extremely sore and tight. What would you all recommend to release buildup of the stress in this area? Big boxes, my traps and shoulders. I would recommend doing one of the shoulder flows in the yoga studio. I believe, I'm not sure if there's a Swolga that does that too, but there are some upper body and shoulder flows that target upper body mobility. You could also do the shoulder awareness, because one of the problems, actually going back to the screen, when it says that you're lifting a lot, people are buying, so you're doing transport, you're doing like maybe FedEx, you're doing delivery, shipping. So big boxes, traps and shoulders, extremely sore and tight. It's because you have overuse stress. You're using the same muscles repetitiously. You're carrying something like this or underneath, and you're doing the same movement over and over again. You're stressing the same muscles in the same way with a similar leverage over and over again. So you're getting an imbalance. You're getting a lot of stress on certain areas of the joint, and you're getting no stress or eccentric or isometric stress in a lengthened state on the other portions of the muscle of the joint that are working. So it doesn't matter so much what they are. Specifically, obviously, your upper body, but it's also your lower body too, sitting down a lot. You're sitting down and you're delivering, you're hunched over and you're front loaded. So there's a lot of pressure on your lower back, probably too much on your hamstrings and not so much on your glutes, and your core is probably, under a lot of stress. So I would recommend even looking into the shoulder awareness workouts in the program vault. So there's a shoulder awareness, doing one of the levels before you go to work, if you can, before and after, maybe on a break, where you're activating muscles on your posterior rotator cuff, middle and lower traps, and you're doing things to unravel, like floor cobras and a lot of the training, a lot of those types of exercises that work the posterior chain and that kind of upper body, like your posterior deltoid, your posterior rotator cuff, also muscles that support the depression and the retraction of your scapula and shoulder blades. That will decrease pressure on your upper traps and your neck by balancing it out. Doing some things like scapular depressions and floor cobras are excellent for that. But that's none of my business. Get some good. That was a good question. That was a good post. Good post. Kathleen McNichol, make sure you keep a good neck position when lifting can affect your shoulders. Well said. Well said. And sometimes when you think, hey, I'm going to sit up straight, I'm going to have better form. Sometimes you can't have better form unless you have the muscle activation first. And of course, that's a vicious cycle. You don't have good muscle activation, you have worse form, and that worse form perpetuates worse muscle activation. Then cyclically, you just get worse and worse and worse over time. So it can kind of go both ways. But you want both. You want better form and better habits, but also the activation. Feist. The activation. Hannah, I have always struggled with consistency with working out. In the past 7 days, I have worked out 5 of those days for at least 30 minutes. I'm planning on keeping this up, and on my rest days, I will do some yoga. Just wanted to share something I'm proud of. Well, fuck yeah, you totally should. You totally should. Fuck yeah, do it. Do it, girl. Do it, girl. Sling that knowledge cock. Ladies can sling too. Ladies can sling. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that sweet action. Nothing wrong with that sweet action. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Shoulder awareness is great. Has everyone checked into that? I think a lot of people, I think there's so much stuff in X. I've been hearing that a lot more, that people they're coming in, and I guess that's going to happen. Of course that's going to happen. Obviously that's going to happen, but the more as time passes, the more stuff is going to be inside X. So when new members come in, they're just going to be like, holy shit, there's so much. And in 2 weeks, when someone comes in, there's more than there was. So it's going to keep on getting more and more that direction. So I need to be aware that we're going to have to keep on building into X more protocols so people don't feel overwhelmed when they enter, because there's so much awesome shit. So much content. Are we talking meditation? Love the shoulder awareness. Thank you, Christine. Excelente. Fantastico. Bill, it's so hard to have a schedule for workouts when you drive a semi. We don't do 9 to 5. How long are the shifts? Is this kind of like as fast as you get to the location and you drive whenever you want? Is it like, hey, you need to get this load to this place by this time? And then you have kind of like up to you. You have like 4 days to get there and you can do 24 straight or 12 and 12. Like you can plan it out kind of thing. How does that work? Or does it depend? I'm sure it probably depends on if you're like an independent or something like that. I'm sure you probably have like deadlines or like, okay, you tell someone you're going to get it by this date. 13 hours today? Fuck. That's a lot of driving. Jesus Christ. Well, got a lot of time. Got a lot of time to listen to the Mancast, right? Got a lot of time to listen to those fucking games, to smash your fucking ear holes. Got a lot of time for that. All right, let's see. Hey, y'all, I have a question regarding the 90-day dash. I plan on starting primer week today, but looking at day 2 of week 1, total by Ignite. I am working out at home. I have dumbbells, resistance bands without the handles, door attached pull-up bar, and a flat bench. How do you substitute for the pec deck, incline press, and prone press? I don't have an incline bench or a stability ball, unfortunately. I'm sure there are other moves down the program that I will need to figure out a substitute to do them at home. That's a great question. We've already provided, or members have already provided answers to this post, but I wanted to bring it up here just because it's a good post and it's always some good ideas. So like for pec deck, for example, you could do dumbbell flies, no problem. You could do them on the floor. You can even do something like that with a foam roller. What a lot of people do if you have that short foam roller, I'm not saying you have this either, but if you have some kind of like yoga block or something where you can kind of put under your upper back and you can actually do like kind of like a partial hip bridge and get some more range of motion. Because one of the downsides to doing a press on the floor is you're putting a lot of pressure on your scapula and you're only going to get so much range of motion. So it's safe. You can do a floor press, but you can also put like a yoga block between your shoulder blades or like a foam roller. But you also need to have stability. So you have to be careful. You don't want to roll off and hurt your shoulder. So it depends on what kind of experience you have, but ways in which you can support your spine, but also get some more scapular retraction. And incline press, you could do a flat press, you could do a floor press, and prone press, you could do it on the ground. Just no weights. Just do that floor cobra or do the prone press just without weights with your chest on the ground. So those are great ways to do it. James, hey fam, quick question about the elimination diet. I'm on week 4 and have eaten according to the diet. However, I slipped up this weekend and ate some CBD gummies without even thinking about it. I read the label afterward and they were mostly natural ingredients, but come on, they're gummies. My question is, how much does a mistake like this set you back with the elimination diet? Is it a matter of adding a few days to the elimination phase, or is it as drastic as having to start all over again? And no, you don't have to start all over again. Part of me wants to say that so people don't think like, hey, I can just fall off and get back on. But really, if it's like, that's a little bump in the road. So if you're on week 4 of the elimination diet, that sucks that just psychologically that you've gone, but you're going to be doing it. I would just do it for at least 2 more weeks anyway, because you should be doing it at least 6 to 8 weeks. At least you could do it for 8 to 10. You could do it for 12. But I mean, what this does is at this point, you'll already maybe notice some things. I would just wait a couple days and then kind of psychologically reset after like maybe 24, 48 hours. You should be pretty much back to where you were. So just go right back to it. Just go right back to what you were doing before that and just be more aware of those kind of habits. Just be more aware of those things. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry about that one thing. However, I don't want to encourage people like, oh, well, if I just have one time, if it happens by accident, you just get right back on it. This one is from Kitta, not good Kitta. It's from Kitta. So Kitta says, I'm so excited. First week I committed to better health and I have already lost 4.5 pounds, which is about 2 kilograms. Nice. Very nice. Excellent. The motivation and support that this group gives has helped so much. Also, I'm from Toronto. Anyone else a Torontonian? What a name, a Torontonian. A Torontonian. So thank you so much for sharing. Spank you. And congratulations, Kitte. Congratulations. We're going to be giving away the Swole card in just a moment. We got the hashtag 7 pillars and we got the Papa Swolio's signature in the corner. And of course, 1480 Schwam on the back. And the Tess Hornaday cam is down right now. It's down. It's down for the count. I don't know why. It's working fine. It might be like something I have to reset my computer or some shit. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why it's unacceptable, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Don't worry, I won't let you down. I got you. I got you, fam. I got you. I got you. I got you, fam. I got you, fam. Hold on a second. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. 7 pillars, 7 pillars, 7 pillars. Let's see here. CBD. Isabel, what are your thoughts on CBD for muscle recovery? I think if you like it, do it. I don't have any personal problems with it. I've had a CBD supplement before, but I cuffed my beard, but I don't know if it did anything. I couldn't tell. I think I mentioned that before. So I haven't hey, let me try this supplement. I've taken enough because maybe I wasn't taking enough, or maybe I just didn't have joint pain anyway. I eat really healthy and I do a lot of mobility and I train properly and I eat well and I get plenty of fat. And so I don't really have necessarily a lot of pains, but sometimes my days are inconsistent. So I didn't really do a real solid test where I'm like, okay, let me see if this objectively does anything. So I don't know if I was taking enough, but I've heard so much. I didn't feel anything bad. If anything, it was positive, even if it was a placebo effect, but I don't think it is because a lot of people say that it's changed the game for them. So much better than fucking drugs like artificial fucking pharmaceuticals. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's a much better choice. And if it makes you feel better, then fuck yeah. So like I said, I probably just didn't take enough or didn't have a quality enough product or something like that. I got it from some shop down here a while ago. I think I was just taking it sublingually. Excuse me. But I don't know if it did anything. I think I just I don't know. Again, I don't know if I took enough or maybe I didn't really realize what one of the effects were. And it's kind of hard. Kind of hard when you don't really have a lot of discomfort or issues already. It's not like, wow, my back pain went away, or, oh my God, my knees don't hurt anymore. I don't really have that much pain. I mean, sometimes, I would notice something. It depends on what it would do for me though. Chelsea, I love my CBD for anxiety and focus. I use 3,000 milligrams, 100 a dose. Well, how much do you take a day? Use 3,000 a day? No. How much do you normally do? Melissa, watch the Daily Swole on my friend's new huge TV on YouTube. Been watching on mobile since March. Next time going to log into the Swolenormous website. So big screen cherries. Hey, what up? Yeah, I like it. I like it. Papa Soyo coming in full fucking HD. H-Dizzle. Why would you not watch? Why would you not watch? I'm actually, I'm actually doing something else right now just for fun. We'll see how that goes. Right now, I'm actually streaming also. Actually, I'll save that off the table, but it's working. It's working. It's working. We were talking about doing some streaming for members, doing some streaming on the site. I'm streaming in Swole TV. It's pretty fucking gangster. We can get a chat going in there soon. Who knows? Maybe we'll just go completely dark mode. We'll be like just streaming in the dark web streaming. No, we're safe though, fam. We're not going anywhere. Every fucking day. Every motherfucking day. And that's another reminder for those of you that are in the Swole Fam. Yesterday's episode is pinned to the top of the page, I believe. It should be pinned. It's pinned to the top of the Facebook group, and also it's going to be available inside Swole TV this week. So if you need to catch, yeah, I believe it is. There we go. Perfect. So it is already available at the top of the page if you haven't yet checked it out. And yesterday we were talking about new releases, but like I mentioned, because the power has been out and it's been fucking funky and the internet was shitty, some of the releases from yesterday, like the Brain Gains and some of the Swole TV stuff, will be uploaded the next day or two. So setbacks sucked. So it's, the short period of time that it was out actually pushed back a little bit longer than just the time that the internet was out. So hopefully it stays up and then I can get the rest of that stuff up there soon. So stay tuned for that. Let's see here. I ordered my first test Hornaday, Hank. Hells yeah. Sweet. Elise, are you going to bring back the Swole Vengers? I haven't talked to anyone in a while. Everyone's been super busy, but I haven't haven't had any plans, but we can definitely do something with that. And again, I'm open to it. Totally. Kind of see where everyone's at, but I think everyone's pretty fucking busy, even with the quarantine. But I haven't been on my Instagram DM. I haven't really been in there too much, but I'm open to it. I'm open to another Swole Vengers, Swole reunion. Get this fucking going again. Coming up on another summer of fucking fat acceptance bullshit. And the crazy thing is with the quarantine, you know, it's going to get worse. It's worse. I can't believe that people are still pushing fat acceptance and body positive and all this shit with the quarantine, with people already doing worse. People are already doing worse. People have less money, shittier food, less activity. It's sick. It's sick. It's twisted. It's really fucking twisted. All right, let's give away this fucking Swole card. I'm amped. Hashtag 7 pillars. Let's give this beesh away. Shall we dance, you crazy motherfuckers? Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Here we go. Swole card in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Swole card. The Tess Hornaday cam is down, so hashtag. Monica, congratulations. Monica Liera Falcon. Didn't I just read a post of yours? Congratulations. Very nice. Everyone. Congratulations. How fantastical is that? Look at that. You got the happy pickle. Everyone say congratulations, Monica, for winning Swole card 1481. Everyone say congratulations. Congratulations. Fucking assholes. Already?
Come on. Stop
Already?
whining.
Be nice. You've won one before, and if not, that's why you come back every day, because you have a chance to win every fucking day. So, Monica, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com and put Swole card 1481 the subject, and of course your mailing address in the body of the email, and you're gonna get this nice. I like the gray and the black. It's kind of like the pillars. It looks like a pillar with like shadows. It's nice. It's fancy. Fancy as fuck, let's be honest. It's fancy as fuck. But Papa Swole, I'm a fancy guy. I'm a fancy kind of guy. I feel fancy. I just feel good. I feel good. Fancy pants. I'm a fancy man. Papa Swole, the fancy man. All right, so let's see. New releases will be coming. Just to kind of wrap this up, but new releases will be coming for Swole TV soon. It'll be coming for Swole TV soon. I'll get those up. As soon as possible. So for Scorched Earth, I mentioned in the release, in the workout, that the upper sear wasn't complete. But if you wanted to venture and do it anyway, the gifts will be up later. So now they're up. So you can do upper sear. So for those of you that maybe put it off or did it, you already have the workouts complete. It's all ready to go. And the Procast has been uploaded. So tonight, most likely, it'll be finished and be public. So I'll let you know if it's up late. I'm not going to send out a fucking Swole text super late, but we'll notify you. Just make sure that you turn off your notifications. So I might text you late. I might blow you up. Hey, Procast going down. But that should be up soon. And then the Brain Gains and the Nuts on Chin Unplugged, we'll make up for it. We'll make up for it with more content. We got more stuff coming all the time. You know that. You got plenty of stuff to go through. You're already all filled up. Papa Swole filled you up good. And I'm looking to get back onto the Swolenormous audio experience train. So for those of you that are already subscribed or have been subscribed for a while to the audio experience, little like audio tweets, little segments, little kind of snippets, I'm going to start trying to get more consistent with that. So if you want to check out the audio experience, I feel like that's there for a purpose. I feel like there's still something there. I just forget about all these different things and all these different places I post. So definitely get on that. Shit. Swolenormous audio experience. I'll talk more about that later. But of course, you can follow this one here. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcast, on Spotify. Oh, and I mentioned this earlier. Big thank you to everyone that has left an iTunes review. If you haven't, that would mean the world. If you listen on Apple Podcast, especially, make sure you leave a review because it helps a lot. It helps a lot with the suggestions for people that might need some positive sack in their life, that might need some knowledge cock. And you know, a lot of people out there need some knowledge cock. And who are we to not offer it to them? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. It's kind of rude. It's kind of fucking rude. It's rude not to offer it to people. When you have like a big, bulging, veiny knowledge cock and you don't share it, sharing is caring. Haven't you learned anything? The fuck is wrong with you people? The fuck is wrong? The fuck is wrong? How you just want to share it? You just want to fucking helicopter that shit. Just send it around. Pass it around the neighborhood. Come on, give everyone a little taste. Give everyone a taste. It's your first card. I remember my first time. We all do. We all do.
Yow.
I remember those days. I remember those days. The first card. The first card. Hashtag salty sack. Just don't change your name to Papa Schwa. Papa Schwa. Zach Schwa. God, I can't get that name. I'm going to have to cover him again in an upcoming video. I'm going to have to do another Zach Schwa video just so I could say that the entire video. I'm officially just calling him Zach Schwa. I can't stop. I can't stop. Late night swole text. Well, I'm down with it. I'm down. I'm orchestrating some other things so you guys will get some more swole text. Trust me, remember I told you that we have another big announcement coming soon to swole text. I'll be announcing that soon as it's ready, as soon as we're ready to move forward with it. Got some awesome shit. We're going deep, fam. Always go deeper. Always go deeper. That's what she said, but always go deeper. When in doubt, you haven't gone deep enough. It should be common sense, but that's just good planning. When in doubt, go deeper. You can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. If anything, you just earn respect. That's all it is. Another procast for work tomorrow? I think so, Josh. I think you'll have it in time. Good night. Good night, PS. Good night, PS. Papa Swolio Williams. Love the audio. The audio experience. Is it coming back? You guys missed the audio experience? The procast is fire. Fire. Love the procast. Love it. Paul Rojas, I didn't think I was gaining weight during this quarantine until I noticed some man tits kicking in. Get on that shit, Paul. Come on, get your pump on. It's all right. Once you gain some more mobility back, once you start exercising, moving around a little bit more, that kind of stuff will go away. You'll get that back. Just gotta get more movement. I mean, I'm moving so much less. I'm walking the dog less. And plus, the fucking rain. Please, Florida, can we have some sun tomorrow? At least no rain so I can walk the dog. I just missed that long walk. I missed that exercise, and I don't want her to get too fucking lazy. Never gives just a tip. It only stings in a good way. All right, fam. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 1480 Schwam of the Daily Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I will see you tomorrow for 1482. Keep your eye out for swole text because we're going in deep. And make sure if you didn't check out today's intuitive eating video on the Swole Enormous channel, some brand new salty sack dropped this afternoon. So if you missed it this morning, it's there. So make sure you go and check it out, and I'll be in touch. We'll see you tomorrow for 1482. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Yeah, boy. A Papa Ashwolio. Oh. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the Fendi